First of all, Ben, I think this is the last day you're going to be with us, and I want to thank you for all your work and how much you've given LAFC. It's been a pleasure to work with you. You're a really good guy. You asked some really good questions, and all the best. But I hope we see you around sometimes. Thank you.
Thanks, Bob. I'm not going to be a stranger.
All right, good stuff. Um, yeah, very important result for us. A lot of good efforts. Um, we all knew going into the game that we were short on numbers, so we needed big efforts from everybody. And I think the players really responded. It was a game where tactically we had to tweak things a little bit, pick our moments to press, but in other moments be very solid in a mid block or sometimes even a lower block. I think we made pretty good decisions in those ways. And then we take advantage of two set pieces, two really good deliveries by Edward. And, Fall is a real threat. And the timing and the movements to get him free were all really good. And then when we go up a man, there's things in terms of creating some more chances that are good. There's times, to be honest, we get a little bit sloppy and careless. So even though it's a good win, I see those things. But all in all, as you fight through a tough stretch and try to keep everybody going every day, this was an important win, no two ways about it.
Thanks, Bob. We're going to start here with Andy Diosa. Andy, go ahead.
Hey, Bob, I know you do this often after games. You just kind of talk to players on the field. I just wanted to know what was the sentiment and message behind your embrace with that play stop. Obviously, being able to celebrate in front of the fans for the first time in a long time.
I spoke to Edward just about where we are as a team and about when he wears the captain's armband, some of the responsibilities. Edward is a really talented player, and part of what I'm trying to do with him is to help him understand sometimes what the team needs at any given moment and not just sometimes get lost in his own skill, trying things that might work and might not. Tonight he has a big game with 2 assists, and then he scores the penalty. He does some incredible things, but this is a topic of late. I actually spoke to him before the All-Star game and then in the locker room after the All-Star game about the same things. I really believe that for Edward to continue to grow as a player, he's got to also mature and understand how to be a smarter player, read the game better, not only for what's good for him, but to see the situations that help the team and help his teammates.
Thanks. Katya Castorena, go ahead.
Thanks, Ben. Hi, Bob. Just in general, can you describe the feeling of getting a win after that rough stretch and all of the good positives that you were mentioning and the stories that we saw develop in this game, especially after so many guys were missing?
Yeah, you tell your team all year long how every guy's important, and you got to show up and understand what you need to do to get better and pick up ideas and improve and bring your personality. And you say this over and over, but there are moments when guys might think, I'm not playing, I'm not really part of it. And they don't understand that even if they're not in the 11 on a given day, or if they go through a number of games and don't play so much, their ability to continue to improve, make training better, and be ready when their time comes is the key. That's what happens in the best clubs. And it's especially difficult for guys when a team goes through a tough stretch. And so the focus for us was saying to everybody, now the time has come. Now everybody is going to be called on. And, it's been interesting throughout this season. Training continues to be good. You can tell guys still understand the things that we try to do as a team. But there are moments where really pushing them to the next level when things aren't going their way personally or are not going their way as a team becomes a little bit harder. And I have to find a balance with the staff and with the players because I'm pretty relentless that I want guys every day that love the game, that are into it, that want to get better, that care about the team. And I understand that if you go through a tough stretch, you can let your guard down. But honestly, if you're going to really be a top pro, you have to be strong enough to fight through those moments and keep yourself going. So tonight's important in all those ways, but we have to take it. And now when we play the next game against RSL, we've got to take it and be better.
Thanks, Sean Rojas.
Thanks, Ben. Bob, I saw the tactical tweaks and I saw how well the team tried to implement them. But do you think that this win comes more from the desire, the hunger of the young guys, the desire and the heart from the experienced guys that you had on the field today that they could say, this is the day, even though if you lost this game, the rhetoric will be on the absence and not on the night, right? But everybody put in more than everything in there.
Yeah, it's all the factors. I mean, you hit on a lot of them. It's leadership from some older guys. It's still making sure guys believe in the football that we play, believe in their teammates. The game can be cruel. The game can test you. And if you're knocked off so easily and ready to pack it in, you're not going to go very far. And so I've said it after a lot of games this year. We've not been perfect, but we've had a lot of games where we still have tried to play the exact same football we have every other time we step on the field over the 3+ years. And a lot of days where we still create a lot of chances, we win balls, we don't give up many chances, but we haven't been as sharp in certain moments, and we still have made some mistakes. And so you can't let that change what you're trying to do. You have to stick to it and keep trying to believe that it'll pay off. So it's one night. Believe me, I don't get ahead of myself. This team is still going to need to be pushed every day because when you consider that Carlos is still not healthy and the challenges we've had to get him back to his best form. Of course, we sold Diego this week. We've seen pluses from Brian Rodriguez lately, but man, there's so much more there for him. I just talked about Edward. I look at guys and I believe that they can be better and better and better, but the work together to get there has to be right. And at any point, if they lose their focus, if they start thinking about other things, then it's not going to happen. So those are the things that you remind them of, the pride of being part of our club, of what we've done in the past, and the commitment and the motivation to keep getting better.
Josue Lopez.
Thank you, Ben. Hi, Bob. Good evening. First of all, just wondering about Latif's status about after that play at the end of the first half. And second of all, Chicho scored for, I believe, the second game straight. What has he been doing so well to be performing in such a high level?
We're still getting to know Chicho as a player. He's got a real presence on the field. He has an ability under pressure to hold balls, get away from people. I think there's some really good starting points, and you can tell from the day he arrived that he's a really good guy and that he's excited to be here and he wants to prove it. So those are the starting points that we see every day. Latif's fine. I think he took a little bit of a knock, a little bit of a cut, but nothing bad.
Thanks. And the last one here for Bob. Andy, finish us off.
Thanks, Ben. Bob, two parts here. The first one is just on Tristan and how that injury happened and what's the status there. And the second, if you could just talk about what Mamadou has, bro. Obviously, the 2 goals today is important, but just his energy, his excitement to be in front of the fans and the demeanor that he brings at such a young age. to kind of just fit in with this team and help change that, that route that you guys on.
Yeah, Tristan has a little bit of a groin issue that's lingered throughout the year. It's related a little bit to. I think it's a referred groin issue. So they've looked at it in different ways, and we hope that we've got him going on the right track. So it's been there, but not kept him from playing. But it flared up in the last little stretch, and we had to step back and figure out the best way to deal with it. Fall is for a young player. He's confident. He's got a lot of personality. Obviously, he's also very talented, and working with him has been fantastic. And you can just tell that he's got a real desire to become a top player. And when you see that hunger, I've been pretty lucky in my career because I've worked with a lot of young players from Africa. And I know in different cases their backgrounds. I know what it's like in the places where they grow up. And I have really enjoyed my experiences with these players. And you can always tell that when you try to help them, it means everything to them. And so I see all those qualities with Fall. Last year I used to say the same thing about Mahala, Mohamed Traore. We've got a number of these guys that fit in that category. But it's exciting to see how quickly Fall is developing and able to get on the field and make a difference for us.